Good morning, everybody. Good morning, good evening, good evening. I'm Alfred Hitchcock. Uh, well, it is a lovely day out. At least the weather's good. The pollution is not good, but we'll get to that in a moment. How's everybody doing? Obviously, I'm sitting here at Starbucks, my home away from home, my go-to coffee shop when I want halfway decent coffee, which I pay too much for. That's about the truth. I think that's how it is in Starbucks. Starbucks is the schmegdonald's of coffee, of the coffee world. Now, I may just sit out here today because it's such a nice day out. You know, minus the pollution, it's a nice day. But I'll show you something here. You may be able to see it, but there is quite a bit of work. If you can see down there, and you can see the gray things coming out now of the pillars that they're putting up for the monorail. And, you know, part of me wants to be excited about this. And the other part is like, no, I want to get the hell out of here. I want to get out of the city. The shitty city. And, you know, it's as cities go, Bangkok is a pretty cool place, but, you know, there's still a lot of pollution, a lot of traffic, so... Anyway, the air quality is 113 today, which is unhealthy for sensitive individuals such as myself. It's unhealthy. Not very good. The Thai baht, I don't know why it's getting stronger or the dollar's getting weaker, but it's 33.18. Anytime it starts getting close to 33, I start getting nervous. I like it closer to 34. 35. Right now it's 77 degrees Fahrenheit. 92 is the high, 73 is the low. And the feel like temperature, the heat index, well, it's exactly the same as the temperature at 77. 78% humidity. It's not too bad, actually. And it's so funny because I went into this little shop yesterday, and the lady goes, "Oh, Thailand is so hot," and I'm like, "It is?" I was like, "It's nice and cool out today. What are you talking about?" And she's like, "Ah, but it gets so hot here." I never can understand that, but visibility is 6 miles, and there is a little bit of wind from the southwest, and that about wraps up my role as the anchorman, the weatherman. Like I said, I think I'm going to sit out here for at least for a while. Today, if you're curious, Gennaro, the barista are Miss Mook and Miss Beer. And that's all. There's nobody in there. Hasn't been anybody in there this morning. I've been the only person that's been inside. Looks like that's going to change. Yeah, somebody's going in there right now. So this is person number 2. Anyway. Oh, I'm always thinking. And I got a little email yesterday, which I'll read in a few minutes. Which leads me, and you know, the guy told me to wake up. And I'm like, listen, first of all, there's 2 things that I gotta say it. I don't care. I'm an American, but for 99.9% of the things that go on there, the truth is, I really don't give a shit. And I gotta say this. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, everybody. I'm just gonna get that out of the way. If something's happening in America, oh, Biden said this, Biden said that. Oh, now they're gonna, the Supreme Court did this and that. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I've been here almost 30 years. I've been living here almost 30 years. Why do I give a shit? I had to tell myself, how important is it to me? Seldom is anything going on in America all that important to me. Call me selfish, but really, I just don't give a flying fuck. And I get people sending me stuff almost every day. I mean, like 5, 10 messages. Hey, did you see this? Did you see that? And when it comes to, listen, I know everybody's a bit divided on the vaccine and the virus, but don't send me a fucking email telling me to wake up, because you're the stupid cunt, because I don't give a flying fuck about it. That is the truth. So let me just read what this guy wrote. Not the brightest bulb in the lot, at least if you judge him by how he writes, because normally there might be some spelling errors. Okay, I can understand that once in a while. But normally well-educated people don't write like a dummy. And like, I'm gonna believe this fuckhead, just like I don't, listen, you guys shouldn't believe everything I say, or, you take it with a grain of salt. Do your research, do your own research. Don't be a chowderhead. You think I'm full of shit about the women? Okay, do your research on it. Go and try and do some of the things that I say and see if they work. And I'm gonna say that at least 80, I like the Pareto principle, the 80-20 principle. 80% of the chances are that 80% of the time I'm gonna be right. I'm not gonna be in the 20% like the chowderheads. Now, this guy writes me, tried sending you links via your YouTubes. First of all, I don't have YouTubes, I have a YouTube channel, but okay, I'll overlook this. But YouTube keep removing it. Wonder why? Well, sometimes YouTube will remove statements or even links if they deem them to be inappropriate. However, I have my account set to where most links will not get through. And there's a reason for that. Because I don't want spammers and sometimes they get through, but I don't want spammers getting through with their hyperlinks. I don't want anybody posting hyperlinks to different pages, whatever they may be, whether they're YouTube videos or TikTok videos or Fox, CNN. It doesn't matter to me. I just don't want I think it sets a bad precedent. So I don't allow it. So it has nothing to do with YouTube in this case. It's because of me. Because it's my fucking channel. Dummy. Chowderhead. Do you think, now let me listen to this. Do you think all in Thai, not worth more money, medically damaged or dead, wake up? Now, I don't know if this dumb shit's trying to rile me up, but it's not even his particular email, because it amounts to fuck all. It's nothing. It's every day I'm seeing this shit and I'm like, why do I even give a flying fuck about most of this stuff? I understand if you don't want to get a vaccine. Don't get the vaccine then. What? It ain't no skin off of my fucking nose. You know what I'm saying? Don't get it then. You believe that everything's about the money. Okay, granted, most things in the world are about money. But yeah, I mean, I agree. And people are allowed to disagree. They're just not, wake up! He writes wake up with 4 exclamation points. This is a vehement person. This person, you don't understand! You stupid, Mr. Scott! You chowderhead! No, you're the fucking chowderhead. Because I don't give a fuck what you say. What does it matter to me? This is the thing. What was I thinking of earlier? I thought of a good analogy. Now I've forgotten it already. Oh, it's like an armchair quarterback saying that, because he knows all about football, he's a great football player. So, like some guy's on the internet doing research, and because he's done a little bit of research, he hasn't put in 4 years or 10 years of university studying day in and day out and being around people that this is all they do. No, he's sitting online reading, The Onion or fucking whatever it is that they read, and now he knows everything. And I'm not saying I know everything. I don't know if that's you, is it? I have no idea. I didn't name any names. You're the one. They're confidential, sure. I didn't name any names. But this is the kind of email I get. These all the time, and I get these, and I get all kinds of messages, and sometimes I have to say, really, what does it matter? There are several people who live here, and I used to say it to Jono all the time, and he doesn't do it all that much anymore, but when he first got here, it used to be, well, when I was at this place and I was at that place and, back there in this place and in the, in the old days when I was here. And I'm like, yeah, but you know what? You're not there anymore. You're right here. And after a while, he was like, yeah, I know, And now it's like, almost never hear it. If you move here, why are you moving here? Are you moving here to think all about America? If you're going to think all about America, then I'm not banning Jared. I don't even know if it's really him. He could be joking. I don't know. And as far as Lynn goes, tough shit. But, this is the thing. If you move over here, why do you care so much about what's going on over there? All right, I understand maybe you got some stocks and it's going to affect your money or, your financial status. Okay, I can understand that. Granted, right now things are good for the most part. When it comes to my life and that kind of thing, things are good. I'm not worried. And, if you come over here, what is your reason for moving if all you're going to do is think about somewhere else? What is your motive to move to a place like in Thailand to relax and to be mellow if all you're going to do is think about all the shit that's going on? And I mean, I do it while I'm on YouTube. Once I go home, I'm not talking to my wife about everything that's going on or my kids about everything. If we talk anything, it's 5-10 minutes, Well, I dare say that the guys selling the 5 baht hot dogs, they're going to do a hell of a lot better than some guy trying to sell a 200 baht hot dog. What the hell were those ballpark franks? They plump when you cook them. I dare say, I mean, even at Dairy Queen, they don't sell very well. So, sorry, but the hot dog idea to me is not a great idea. Just because there's already hot dogs here. And what's the word I'm looking for? Shit. I can't think of it right now. It's on the tip of my tongue. What is, where you have the only game in town. You're the only person who can, what is proprietary about this? You sell it's your secret sauce, the mayonnaise and the ketchup and Thousand Island mixed together. Is that your proprietary, So sorry, listen, take it with a grain of salt. And quite frankly, this guy's email, whoever you may be, I don't really take offense at it. But I will say this, what the fuck do you care? Stop worrying about me so much. You want to worry about me? Become a member of my channel, which is my little segue. Click a thumbs up, subscribe, do what you got to do. Go down in the description, check everything out. Become a member of my website if you're that worried about me. Become a Patreon patron. Send a CASHAPP. Buy a t-shirt. Thank you to the people who bought t-shirts yesterday. Thank you very much. Do something like that. If you really give a shit about me, do that. Or ask me, what is there that I can do for you, Scott? And generally, nothing. I don't need you to worry about me and my vaccine or my vaccines. I'm fine. And just like I don't go and, listen, I want everybody to be okay. But other than that, hey, it's your life, right? It's my life here. My life is pretty good here. Sometimes it's a bit boring, a bit drab, but sometimes it's great. So, there's another tip. If you're moving to Thailand, why are you moving to Thailand? Are you moving to Thailand to think about everything that's going on back in the United States? Now, if you've got rental property, whether it be a condo, land, a house, whatever, okay, I can see, yeah, some things may affect, they may affect what goes on in your neck of the woods. But other than that, really, is it going to affect your pension? Is it going to affect your Social Security? In most cases, you're fine. So when you come over here, the idea is to relax. Sabay, jai yen. Take it easy, man. Might be right. Really. The fuck is everybody all so worried about? If somebody wants to go get their shot, let them go get the shot. Up to them. Somebody don't want to go get the shot, hey, that's up to them too. I can tell you, my kid came back yesterday, and he tested before he left, and he tested before he left Bangkok, and before he left, I don't know if he flew back from Chiang Mai or where he flew back from, because he was all over the north, but he tested before he came back, and he's fine. And everybody in our family's vaccinated. We're all good. Nobody's sick. Nobody even really had any side effects. The worst side effect that anybody had in my family was they were a little bit sleepy. And that could have been because they were running around all day to do what they had to do in order to go to work, take time off, or go to school, take time off, and run over to wherever it was that they got vaccinated. So, I'm not buying it. And I certainly don't buy this. I get these emails once in a while. You're an idiot. The vaccines have killed more people than the virus. Oh, fuck me. Okay, if you say so, doctor. Guy's probably cooking up meth in his trailer like Breaking Bad. And he's like, you don't know what you're doing over there. They're trying to kill us all. It's an evil plot. Austin Powers and Dr. Evil are behind it. Here you go. I am drinking a cappuccino today because I don't feel like drinking an espresso because I'm straight up bored with espresso. I've been drinking it for years, and it's just like sometimes I'm like, ugh, I need a change. Yeah. Well, shit happens. That's all I can say. And again, hey, I like the guy as a tennis player. I don't know about him personally. I haven't ever really looked into his personal life and his attitude or anything like that, but I've always liked him as a tennis player. And, it's too bad he can't go in and everything, but, everybody knows what the deal is right now, and everybody knows what a pain in the ass it is to travel. And I can tell you, I have really mixed opinions about what's going to happen here. And I'll tell you why. I don't know that people are going to come flocking back here. I don't like an Americano. This is fucking boring. Too plain. I really don't know how to feel or how to think. Better to think than feel. Because I have heard some people that are involved in the tourist industry, people that I know, that have said, oh, there are a lot of inquiries from Europe. There's a lot of Europeans that they're dying to come back. So when things open up a little bit, I think there's going to be a lot of people running back here. They're going to be coming back here. I think it's an anecdotal thing with this the one person that I know. And what is this here? Appeal of Thailand has diminished a bit, but the past couple of years, yes. I've been saying that for a number of years, and I remember now it's about 12 years ago. Maybe it was 10 years ago. Well, maybe on YouTube I said it when I first started the channel. And yeah, but I mean, okay, great. I saw that he gives money to charity, and that's great, but that doesn't exclude him from the rules. And that's, what about all the people who don't have the money to give to charity, and yet, he gets to go in, but they don't? I mean, is that how you want the world? That is kind of how the world works. But, I don't really have any feelings one way or the other for it, It's not my country, not my rules. And again, does it really matter to me? I don't give a flying I couldn't give two shits about this. I mean, I see it and I'm like, what are you gonna do? But I've been saying it for a long time that I thought Thailand was on the slide. It's like a hot chick who's really easy. After she's banged a couple hundred guys, you're kind of like, she doesn't have the same sparkle to her eye. You know what I mean? Like, and to the guy who gets to sleep with her, he's one of many. It's nothing really special. And that's the same way with Thailand. Thailand, had all these people coming here, and I'm not saying there's not some fantastic things there. Of course there are, and there always will be. But everybody and their mother, honestly, my mother's been here like 3 times. My sister's been here. Many of my friends have been here, or several of my friends have been here. Well, Thailand has welcoming people. I don't know that their government is all that welcoming. At least the impression is that they're not very welcoming. You see, they built it. They built those, they've added those gray things on. I don't know what they do. they're going to hold something up or what the deal is, but they've added those on. Well, I mean, there's many places that I can go in Thailand I haven't been before. There are places that, for me, the idea is to go to somewhere like Chiang Mai and then venture out and find somewhere that I've never been, somewhere unique, somewhere that not a lot of people go. No, I'm nowhere near Sukhumvit. This is Lot Prao Road. Listen, yesterday I did run into somebody who some of the people in this stream know, Mr. Tom. I want to call him Major Tom, but I don't want to let that get to his head. Mr. Tom. And we sat and had a chat for a while. And he may be going back to the United States. And it really has nothing to do with the rules or the regulations here. For the average guy, if you made it here and, you got a halfway decent life here, you're not struggling to survive. Like you're 2 months behind in your rent or something. Most people don't have a real problem, but it's a few other things, It's just the hassle of everything. It's the red tape that has increased over the years, slowly but surely. Some people have a problem with that. Yes, I did see him, and we were talking, and he's he has his opinion. But actually, between him and this email that I got, he's one of the reasons. He's one of several people. He always has these theories about, well, if this happened with the government, then this would happen. If so-and-so becomes the Speaker of the House, and then da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck about this stuff. Why do you care so much? And it's not like I'm totally apathetic, but I'm like, what does it matter? I mean, if you were to tell me you got to make a choice today, are you going to move here? Yes or no? I'd say lean towards no. In another year or two, when you see how things have panned out, it still might be possible. I mean, it might be entirely possible. I may be here for the rest of my life. Then again, I may not be. I don't know. I'll know in a few years, Things can change rapidly, or they could just stay the same. They could progress, or they could digress. Regress. So, I have no idea what you're talking about, Gennaro. Martin Scorsese. He definitely doesn't look like Martin Scorsese. Martin Scorsese is rather slight and small, and Tom is heavy, and he's tall, not short like Scorsese. Again, I don't think he looks anything like Scorsese, but I'm trying to think of the guy who I think he looks like. Yeah, Brezhnev. He does kind of look like Brezhnev. So that's a long way off of Scorsese. Yeah, bushy eyebrows. We'll call him bushy eyebrows. Anyway, what was I going to say here? You guys took me off track. Listen, people want to leave thumbs up, great. I appreciate that. If they don't, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Again, don't worry, never mind, you know, sabay, you know. Oh, wait, Tom. As far as I know, he did say that he kicked down, and he now has instead of going out of the country every 3 months and getting his visa, his marriage visa, or get it extended, now he has a multiple entry, so he can stay for a year at a time. It makes it a little bit easier. It's really strange out today. It's a strange day. These are strange days. Shall we go inside? We shall. Was out the door at 5 a.m. this morning for an 8-kilometer walk. Why? I have no idea, but it just needs to be done. I'm counting the days too. Really, I am. Two other people besides me. Quite busy here. See, but you're a hardcore one, you know. And as most of the people in the stream are. I know a lot of you would come here, you know, minimal restrictions, you would be here as quickly as you could get here. Where, you know, some people, the lightweights. And that brings me to another subject, which is, I think Thailand has a way of getting people addicted. And I'm not just talking about the women, I'm talking about the culture, the people, including the women, the lifestyle, the mentality. Listen, I don't know that I could go back to have somebody constantly on some boss constantly on my ass. Did you do this? When are you going to get this done? I need this, Scott. You're going to have to get this done. All right, and then I want you to do that. Fuck, I'd be like, dude, you're doing my head in. Stop nagging me. He'd be like, sorry, you're fired. Can't live that way anymore. I can't, and I won't. Well, I got responsibilities, my friend. I hate to tell you that. Some people I know don't have any, but then others do, and it's not all that bad. 17 days. Who's my buddy? Who's my buddy, Gennaro? I don't know who that is. I don't have any buddies here. Good to hear it, Jim. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. They certainly do. Farang lives do matter. Bar girl lives matter. Thai chick lives matter. I don't know how far I could go with any of that. I'll tell you what, and I've told this story before. When I don't know. When I first put that shirt out, one of my buddies goes, and he's politically correct. He's like, you do know that that's considered by some to be offensive. And I'm like, what? Offensive? No, it's not. Because it's true. Here in Thailand, Farang lives matter. Well, Danny, I gotta tell you that, here in Thailand, if you're not a team player, if you don't want to go out with the team and do things with the team, and it doesn't bode well for your career. You need to be someone who, when they say, "Hey, we're going to have a team get together. We're going to do this. We're going to do that." You need to be there. If you need to get out of it, there are ways out of it. And they're not going to twist your arm and go, "You must be here," for most things. But like what I'm talking about. But if you don't go, you better have a damn good reason. Like I'm in the hospital with COVID or something like that. Then they'll understand. But if you just go, "Oh, I don't feel like it," the bosses remember. And that's something that, people don't consider. And then there's long hours. They write up a contract. I've known several people who had contracts that said, you will work from this time to this time. You will not work on the weekends. You will not do this. And then yet they did what has happened to me, even in America, which is, okay, if the work is not done within business hours, within whatever your contract hours are, then you need to stay and you need to finish it. And it's like there was a company I worked for as a printer, and it was like, we don't pay overtime. We pay straight time even if you're working overtime. And you need to try to get everything done within business hours. I said, yeah, of course. But then they would load you up with work. There's not a chance in hell you could get it done. You did the math and it wouldn't work out. And so, you're not getting paid anything extra. And, they have to do it. It's like, if you don't and you don't get the job done, then after a while, then you run the risk of getting canned. On another note, it doesn't seem, from what I've seen, that getting canned is all that easy. You got to be a real fuck up to get canned here. And I don't think it's 8 days. I think it's 7 or 10. The good thing is that supposedly now they're starting to allow people to quarantine at home. Just from the other day, they've started to change this because apparently the hospitals are starting to fill up. They don't have enough room, so they're like, oh, well, maybe we shouldn't be bringing people in who are asymptomatic. Janara, we have Miss Mook and Miss Beer. And Miss Beer is over here doing her work. From about, if I get here right at 7:30 to about 7:45, I can have my coffee, spend a few minutes talking to them, and I have their undivided attention. After about 7:45, 8 o'clock, they're in the middle of it, man. They got, she told me once before, Beer told me once before, they're constantly doing things, stock, checking the stock, doing ordering, and all that other kind of stuff. Oh, that chick's long gone. She's long gone. They didn't like her here. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Stop asking people to take all these tests. If they're sick and have symptoms and they have to go to the hospital and they have it, okay, then I can see putting them in the hospital. Otherwise, leave them the fuck alone. People are going to get, if they're asymptomatic, what does it matter? It's not going to do anything. If it's not going to harm you, what does it matter? What matters is how many people died. Yesterday, 15 people died. I think the unvaxxed get 14. Well, I guess you could consider my wife an office worker, although she has to travel every once in a while. But she works 5 or 6 days a week. But really, she probably works every day of the week. Yeah, it's like the 8-day because it turns out that you have to stay a little bit extra or whatever, so they count it as 8 days. Same before, it was 14 days, but really it was 15 in some cases, depending on when you land. Which, yeah, I would not, even right now, I just, Chucky is out and about. I talked to him yesterday, and he said he was in some club, and they were serving booze up until 9 o'clock. And I was like, it was a club? And then I looked it up. I'm not going to name the name of the place or anything. No, I haven't. But I will soon. He's got a test again. He's got to do his little test, I don't know when, a couple days. But he was out in some club. And I said, well, it's also considered a restaurant. There's dining there. No, there's not. I said, dude, you look on their website and, and so because of that, they're allowed to sell booze. Looking at $600 to $800 for the room, plus more for, dude, it's just a part of it. It's a part of it. You got to pay. You got to pay everywhere. It's always about the money, Not at all. Come here, had 3 jabs, and do whatever is asked of me, but essentially, come on, let's get the world. Yeah, well, I sure in the hell wish people would do that. I mean, I wish we had the power to do that, like, very quickly. Not, what is it? The wheels of justice move slowly. Well, the wheels of the government move extremely slowly as well. And they don't tend to listen to people right away. It takes months and months before they start going, well, maybe we should think about changing. Most people think, and here's the thing, I just saw it again yesterday. Thailand plans to call the virus endemic by the end of the year. And it's like, okay, good luck with that. Some of these knuckleheads, they'll say anything, and then the media will run it. He was required to test weekly despite having the jabs. Yeah, that's the other thing. All right, you get the jabs, it supposedly keeps you from dying, but it's still not good enough. However, what I will say is, people didn't bitch and moan about, or not as many people bitched and moaned about the older vaccines as they are now. And I'm just off the top of my head, all the older vaccines that you got when you were a kid, people didn't bitch and piss and moan and cry and scream. I saw the one guy in a 7-Eleven or something, or some little mini market, screaming at somebody, you wear a mask, you fucking put your mask on. And I thought, first of all, this is an older guy who had no business physically getting aggressive. Not only because he shouldn't do it, but also because if he did it to the wrong person. Thank you very much, Gennaro. You are the first, the only, and the first, the last, my everything. I still remember that deep voice. You're the first, you're the last, you're my everything. I forget how it goes. Anyway, I can't match his voice. It was a booming old voice, but thank you, Gennaro. Choke me. Anyway, I'm surprised that the guy who was holding the camera didn't walk over and smack the shit out of him. Because this guy was yelling and screaming. I would have went, shut the fuck up before I smack you like a bitch. You know? I mean, would he do that to some guy like Cain Velasquez or Brock Lesnar or some of these freaking UFC guys who are, 6'5", or what's his, Francis Ngannou? That guy goes in there and he starts screaming, you put your mask on! He's gonna be like, you shut up, little man. I'm gonna smash your face through the counter and you're never gonna need a mask again. You're gonna need a new face. I mean, I can't understand how people just think they can do this. It's just, and over a mask. It's like, dude, you have a mask on. If the other guy doesn't want to wear the mask, fucking just get on with your life. Move on down the road, pay for your thing, and get out of there. If you're that scared. Oh my God, he doesn't have a mask on. Yeah, it can be a little frustrating when when you think something's very important. You're like, you just don't understand here. Why is it they don't get it? We need to get this taken care of. And you know what? Most of the time, listen, I gotta tell you, my wife and kids, they have a habit of coming home and throwing their shit all over the kitchen table. I mean, their masks, wallet, purse, headphones, phone. And then I go to eat, and I'm like, there's no room for me to put the meal down and set my, it'd be lunchtime or something. I'm like, can you move your shit? I don't do that. If I do it, I put it down, put everything like in the groceries in the refrigerator. Yeah, I like Dr. Campbell. And then I take all my stuff and put it away. That's not what they do. Now, I have bitched and pissed and moaned to them. My wife is, I'll clean the table today. I'll clean them today. I'll clean them today. I'll clean it today. And then it's nighttime, and I'm like, the table. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I thought we were gonna do it today. Yeah, I'm, it's a little late. I'm gonna go to sleep. Then the next day, it's the same thing. And finally, the only thing I have to do is say, if you guys don't clean it today, I'm gonna throw all your shit on the floor. And generally that gets it done. But do I really worry about it? Nah. I just go, it might be right. This is the way they are, because I spend more time bitching at them about. I could just take my arm and go like this and wipe all the stuff off the table, and it'd be done. Then I don't have to bitch and moan about. Why am I bitching and moaning about it? You know what I mean? So many things in life, and here especially, you can just go, might be right, or I take a deep breath. Sabay, jayin yin, And you guys only see me when I'm online. Some of you have seen me when I'm not online, but for the most part, I'm pretty mellow. I mean, let's see here. My two boys are 20 and 20, no, how old is he? He'll be 21. Alex will be 21 in about 4 months, and Nicholas is 19. What is this here? Comes home from work, dumps her coat and the bag and everything all over the table in the chair. I mainly sit, yeah, I hate it. I don't like it. I don't like it. And they know it. You know, and I go into Nicholas's room. I always knock, you know. I always tell my wife, make sure you knock, you know. Just give him that respect. Knock on the door before you go in. I go into his room, and there's always clothes that they're folded, but they're not put away. There's clothes that are thrown on the floor they weren't put in a hamper. There's junk that's, I mean, you know, and what I do is I have a big cabinet in his room. That used to be my room and my wife's room, but we moved to the other room. I have a big cabinet in there because there's like a dresser, one huge like wall unit, and then like cabinet, and then a smaller cabinet. And my cabinet has some of my clothes, but slowly but surely I'm either throwing them out or incorporating them into my room. You know, 'cause some of them are, they're old. I mean, you know, it's unlikely I'll wear my suits anymore. And, you know, if I did, I'd probably have to have them tailored. My kids are exempt from the military here. They've already got all their paperwork, or, you know. So if I walk in, I always go, cleaning your room today? Yeah, I'm gonna clean it. I've been cleaning it. And then I'll see like one little bag of garbage. And then later on I'll go, oh, you cleaned your room. See, you cleaned your room up, but you didn't do hardly anything. One little bag of garbage or whatever. Yeah, I'm working on it, but right now I have to do school. I've got homework. But go into my office, my bedroom, and it's almost always immaculate, because that's how I was raised, that's how I was brought up, that's how I am. Yes, she does. She does, and she shares it with Nicholas most of the time. Sometimes with Alex, but Alex and I share the bathroom upstairs. So Alex is required to clean the toilet. Listen, I get a new mask every time. We have like 200 masks sitting there in you know, in the little bags or whatever, and now we just grab a new one every time we go out. I have a bag upstairs in my room, and I put one as a spare in case I lose it, because if I have to wear it, I don't want to have to worry about where am I going to get one. And then I have another one that I wear, and I wear it usually once or twice, and that's it. Then I throw it out. Just because I know how I am, and if I'm drinking stuff and eating stuff and then going out and I'm sweating, I don't want that mask on my face all day, you know, or I don't want to wear it for another month. I can only imagine how nasty that would get. You know, there are people out there, they will wear the same mask for like a month straight. You know there are. They're just putting the same old freaking dirty ass mask on their face. They got chocolate stains on there, you know, dried spit. You got all kinds of stuff on there. Do they have vaccine passports? They have a system. They do have a system. Yeah, well, I'm the dad. I am the dad now. I'm the one who goes mental. And you know, Alex has this little room downstairs. And he wanted the room. And you know, I mean, it's just, it's not very big, and he's in there with his guitar. He's got the bed, the guitar, his amp, his computer in this tiny little room. You don't have to show anything. What are you talking about? You don't have to show anything to get into Starbucks. Is Scott protective over the thermostat? In my room, I am. In my office, I am. My bedroom, yeah. Damn straight. Underwear. I change my underwear every day. Although I do need some of those merino wool underwear, because my Manscaped underwear is starting to get a little bit worn. Underwear on my face. I used to eat as soon as I got to work. Can't tell you how many times I got ketchup on my fingers while preparing to eat. Jammed the ketchup-laden finger into my mask and... See, I just take the fucking mask off. Why do you have to wear a mask if you're eating? I mean, even in a taxi, like if I want to drink a sip of some water, I just pull my mask down, drink it, then I put the mask back up. We don't have to show our vax status to get into Shops Now events. Yeah, I believe here, like still on Khao San Road. I've been meaning to go to Khao San Road at night. You're supposed to have to show your your vaccination QR code there, or your paperwork. You know, I think at this point, most people either have been vaccinated, they've either had the virus and they know it, they've either had the virus and they don't know it, and I think we're just about done with it. I think it's the rules, again, the rules, you know. Are we going to be prisoners of policy? Get the Grab guys coming in here. It's funny that, you know, some of the Grab guys, they try to hit on these girls. You can tell they're hitting on them. I see it almost every day. At least once or twice, some guy will come in. Hey, what's up, baby? You know, they give a little, hey. 95% vaxxed in Australia. I can take your mask off to eat or drink on a plane. That's the thing, it's not all that deadly. Khao San Road looked clean. Yes, I believe Khao San Road is a lot cleaner. It's a lot cleaner than when Longhorns and I went and they pulled the concrete drains or the drains off, and there was literally thousands and thousands of cockroaches. That was pretty nasty. Did you give them the I never give him that stupid shit. He thinks it's cute. I think it's fucking stupid. What does he say? Choop choop, choop choop rock noi or some shit. I forget what the fuck he says. I can't stand it when he does that. I'm like, you know. That's, you know, it's not my personality. I'm not, you know, like, kiss, kiss, kisses, bye. It's not me, you know. But then again, you know, Chucky's a little different. I don't know, he was just in here the other day. Seems to be doing fine. And now, this girl over here's, her boyfriend is from Finland. He's the one who came over and asked me about living here in Thailand because he wants to move over here and live here at least 6 months out of the year because Finland is cold. Gennaro, have at it, pal. Have at it. You know, what's so funny is that, you know, beer is a good sport about, you know, showing herself and waving and saying hello. Mook doesn't care. Tian is like, I don't want to. The other one, Preo, she's a good sport. But like at the end of the day, most of them are like, big deal. They don't care. You know. If they really wanted to be on YouTube, they could all be on YouTube and, you know, probably do a hell of a lot better than me. Get a lot more subscribers than me. So I tell her she has a. I told Beer and Tian and what the hell's her name? Preo. I said, oh, you guys have a fan club, don't you know that? Really? I seen a video of a couple people in a restaurant eating through slits, and I went, yeah, that's, to me, that's just stupid. It's not making a point. It's fucking being idiotic. You know, it's like telling a tiger, let me put a muzzle on you, and you get to eat through your muzzle. I mean, come on. There's got to be a point where they're going to... I mean, even now, people have to be like, what the fuck, man? What has happened to us as a human race? You know, Carlos was it yesterday? Forget if I streamed yesterday or the day before yesterday. I think it was yesterday. Carlos came in for a minute. He's like, you don't know how fucked up it is here, bro. You know, I don't know if you know, there's some people that are in here now that were in here when he came in, but it was like, it's so fucked up here. I can't wait to get out of here. He wants to come. He's cutting his trip short because he doesn't want to be there. So what does that tell you? Say what you will about Thailand and how, oh, their policies and getting in's a pain in the ass. Once you're here, man, it's beautiful. It's a piece of cake. The only thing is, you know, wearing the mask out in public, and really, if you don't want to wear it in many places outside, you just pull your mask down or take it off and just... Listen, I went to the park today. I never wear my mask at the park, ever. Ever, ever, ever. Because most people are not wearing their mask there because they're running, they're walking, they're jogging, whatever it is they're doing. So I did bring a mask with me because I was thinking, I don't know what time are we gonna go somewhere? Are we gonna go have a coffee or breakfast? Because, you know, once in a while we'll do that. And I don't know how it happened, but the mask fell out of my pocket. Now, when I leave, I go on a motorbike, and I took a motorbike to the park, and I didn't wear a mask. My wife wore a mask. I didn't wear a mask. I get to the park, I don't have a mask. I just walk. Finish walking, go out to the street. She puts her mask back on. I reach for my mask because I'm like, I'm gonna have to get in a taxi and I don't want to hear any shit from the taxi driver. I'll put the mask on when I get in the taxi. I'm reaching around for my mask. I'm like, it's gone. I'm like, okay. And then, you know, she didn't even know. My wife didn't even know I didn't have my mask on. She didn't even notice. She goes, you know what? Why don't we walk home today? We can stop and get a few things at the market there. And I said, okay, let's walk. So we walked the whole way home. You know, and this is, I don't know, a kilometer away, kilometer and a half, something like that. I didn't put the mask on, and nobody's bitching, nobody's giving me the stink eye, nobody's... Now, you know, if anybody said anything, I'd say, listen, I understand, but the mask fell out of my pocket, you know, which it did. But I can imagine that happening in the U.S. or Australia or the U.K. or somewhere else where they are just adamant you must have a mask on. You're going to be fined if you don't. And some of the fines are like in Australia, what is it? It's fucking $500, $1,500, something like that. It's crazy. A lot of people have been talking Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. The only reason I wouldn't go to Mexico to live there is because there's too many Americans there. The hell do I want to go live somewhere where there's nothing but, you know, tourists and foreigners? I go in my village, there's no foreigners. I don't have any of this shit. And the only foreigners that I see and hang out with are the people that I know and I'm friends with. You know. So I saw this guy yesterday coming, he's bebopping around, and I'm like, oh, that's a foreign guy. Never seen him before. I don't know if he didn't look like an expat. He looked like he had like just got here and he was all bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And he saw me and he's like, and I thought, I wonder if he knows I'm on YouTube, or I wonder if he's just like, a foreigner. And fortunately, I got out of there before I was talking to Tom, and I got out of here before he could make his way over. But yeah, that's a big thing here. Is, are people gonna continue to have to wear their mask here, outdoors? You don't have to wear them in pubs. Yeah, you see, I mean, and here it is here where that is a negative. You know. And as I've said, sometimes, man, if I'm coming here by motorbike, I just get on the back of the bike. I come here all the way here, no mask. I walk in the door, no mask. There's nobody here. You know, come in, get my stuff. I sit down. I don't have a mask on. Nobody here. Well, actually, this guy does. He's got his mask. Why? I guess he feels safer now. Here's an older Farang and his lady. I think he's a Farang. I don't know. Could be wrong. Oh, but get the gel for your hands, honey. Check your temperature. Check it again to be sure. Nothing wrong with good hygiene. You know? Here in Thailand, you know, if you're not privileged, here we go again, if you're not privileged enough to have the bum gun, if by chance you are living in a home that has a squat toilet, and you have to just pour the water down the backside, listen, you can't go wrong washing your hands numerous times in the day, you know. Anyway. Longhorns, how are you faring back there in Texas? I kind of suspect you don't have any issues. You don't have any problems there as far as, you know, the mask and the vaccines and all this other bullshit. Back on the motorbike, the only time I would want to wear a mask, given the pollution. So it's like a 3-minute jaunt to get from my house to here. You know. And then I just walk right in. Like a boss. Like I own the place. You know, I know there's nobody in here. So, I mean, I come in and it's like, hey, good morning, you know. Now, that's one reason I want to get the hell out of here, is the air quality. Not only that, one thing that really bothers me here is the level of noise pollution. And you might not really think about it too much. Some people just ignore the noise and all that. Listen, I can ignore the background, the ambiance, the music they have playing here, the buzzer going off, the little coffee machine. I can ignore all that. But when you go outside and you hear all the sounds of the city, and then you got people yapping, sometimes it gets to be too much, you know? And, you know, I was complaining about it the other day. And, you know, my wife and I have been getting to the park 5 minutes after it opens. We try to get there like within 5 minutes after our place opens. That way we are done with our walk by 6:30 in the morning. And I'm telling you, we're walking along, it's 5:10, 5:15 in the morning. And today, there was a guy, he was an old guy. He had to be 65, 70 years old. I don't think I have the most lovely voice, but man, this guy's voice was like nails on a chalkboard, and it was loud. He's talking to his buddy, and it's like two deaf old men. And they're walking along, and my wife and I are trying to pass him up, but, you know, in this particular place, you're supposed to walk on the left side, and you run on the right side. Now, these guys are kind of spread out walking, you know. They got one guy, they got the little, the windbreaker, the sweatsuit. They're walking along and they're like screaming at each other. And I'm like going, shit, and I can't pass them up. So here it is, I wake up, I'm in a bad mood because when I wake up, I'm usually in a bad mood. I'm not in a great mood. I wake up, when I wake up, it's not that I'm in a bad mood. I wake up and I take my time to truly get going. It takes me an hour, 2 hours to get rolling, to feel good. So the thing is, the only way that I've been able to ever do exercise is as soon as I know I gotta do it, I just go. I go and do it. I don't give myself time to think about it, contemplate it. So in the morning, I get up out of bed, I got my clothes sitting right there, I grab them, I throw them on, like this morning, I tell my wife, get up. Get up. What time is it? I said, it's time to go. She gets up. We get out there, I got a headache, I'm kind of like, I'm still not awake, I'm in a, cranky because, I woke up and I'm like, I gotta get this done. And then I got these two old men who won't let me, it's like trying to pass them up is like, there's no room on the highway to move past them. And they're screaming at each other. I look at my wife and I'm like, please, no, let me pass you. And then finally the guy gave me like a little alleyway, and I kind of turned my body and slid by him, and then he went. Oh. It was like a dog, where you go, eh, and the dog just stops. That's kind of what he did. The old man he's like, bah, 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 bah. He just stopped. So my wife follows. We passed him up. That's just one form of noise pollution. That's something, maybe if I walked somewhere else, I wouldn't hear it. I don't know. But there's noise pollution everywhere, and it gets to me sometimes. And that's why I would much rather just wake up and go walk down on the beach, and all you hear is just hear the ocean waves lapping along the sand, lapping the sand. Yeah, much more pleasant. So that's something people don't think about here, is noise pollution. There's a lot of pollution. The Thai schools are horrible when it comes to noise. You know, I used to have to go to Alex and Nicholas's high school for little events, and there is one particular video. I gotta put that video. I don't know if it's still up, but they're like, it was like a little dance thing. You know, oh, the kids are gonna dance, all the parents come, and it's a little recital. You know, and they're dancing all these like kind of like, you know, how can I say, rather girly kind of songs. I don't know how else to say it. Kind of feminine songs that the whole class is dancing to. And I mean, it got to be a thing. I tell my wife, do I have to go? Well, you should go because it's for the kids. All right, I'll go. And every time I go to one of them, I'd be like, please, stop the noise. And, you know, of course I'd have some little kid that would run up to me and like punch me in the ass or something like that. Just walk by, you know, punch me nonchalantly, punch me in the ass, and be like, why me? And, you know, there's part of me like going, yeah, that was, I don't know how many of you have kids in school in Thailand, but you know what it's like in a school here. Now, I will say that when Nicholas had dengue fever, his like almost his whole class came in to see him, and they were all sitting in the hospital room, and it was like I was just standing in the back, and they're all like whying me, and you know, that was nice. So, you know, as much as I bitch and moan, there are some nice things. It was nice to see that, you know. Alex was sleeping most of the time, so it didn't really matter. And I don't think he told anybody. Nicholas is Mr. Social Butterfly. So, what's this we have? We took us on the phone. She's speaking in Huntsville when she's in the other room and wants to ask me something. It's like, yeah, it's when my wife starts speaking to somebody in the South. You know, it's a different dialect, and I can tell when she's speaking to somebody from the South. And, you know, and like sometimes, or she's speaking to somebody at work, and she's got to put this, you know, when she's doing the whole work thing, she's got to put on the happy sound. You know, ka, oh. You know, and just, if I'm sitting downstairs, I can't take it. I got to go upstairs and shut the door. And I just can't take it because it's too much. All right, there's your negative for the day in Thailand. One negative in Thailand, noise pollution. Whether it's coming from your wife, some little old man that refuses to let you pass on the walkway, or the cars, or whatever. Oh, there's a lot of that. A lot of that bullshit. Smile, you know, put on your best fake Thai smile, you know. I see it all the time. Yeah, no mosque for me, buddy. That's not gonna happen. I think Jono lives near a mosque, and he used to joke about how it sounded like the guy, what was it? Shenandoah or something. What was it even? You know, was it Oh Susanna or something like that? He'd say that every morning he would hear something and it would sound like, you know, Oh Susanna or Come Home to Shenandoah or something. I can't remember what it was. Sawadee. Yes, John. He's not real near it. It's not that he's near it, but he's near enough where he can hear it because they're loud. This is the thing. And you know, if you ever walk through a mall, forget about it. If there is any kind of little event going on, you can bet your ass they're going to be playing loud music. Now, one thing that my wife and I noticed also is when we walk around at the park, before the 8 o'clock, reveille, they start playing music. Except they must not, I don't know if they're like using 8 tracks or they're using a record player and shitty speakers, but I mean, it is the worst sounding music you've ever heard, and it's not because it's bad music. It's because they're using really crappy speakers, and then they turn them all the way up, and so you can barely even understand what the people are saying. And it's like you walk by and you're like, "Fuck me! Do they ever listen to this shit, or are they just completely oblivious?" And I think they are oblivious. That's the one negative. The negatives in Thailand: traffic, pollution. Pollution in general, noise pollution, air pollution, and traffic. And for some reason, the girls never seem to have enough buffaloes. Some of the girls, not all of them. My buffalo, he died. He's very sick. He's my friend. His name Mr. Tommy. Why you call him Tommy? Before I have boyfriend, his name Tommy, I make him send buffalo. He have big one like buffalo. So my buffalo named Tommy. When I first started coming to Thailand, when I was just traveling back and forth, a couple of my buddies back in the States, one of the guys was the guy who, yes, I would say the noise pollution is worse than the air pollution here. One of the guy who helped me get here, he showed me pictures and he told me about the place. He really helped me out a lot. And when I took a trip or two, and then after that and I had like a gold chain with a little amulet on it, because I was like, wow, this is so cool. And from then on, I was known as Tommy Bangkok. For some reason, they started calling me Tommy, and then my nickname was Tommy Bangkok. Tommy Bangkok in the house. All right, look at this. Here comes another one, another grab guy. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grab drivers sitting here waiting. What in the fangulo is that? I wonder if that's her order, the phone that she gets her orders on. You know, they have, Jesus Christ, it is. That's what it is. They're getting order after order here. Poor Mook is over there. So they're going to be full of grab drivers here. There you go. This is how it works here. Starbucks is the same everywhere in the world. I like to know the prices of Starbucks in America now. Longhorns, you been to Starbucks lately? I would think you haven't been. I think Starbucks is one of his least favorite places. I'm going to try to meet up with Chucky on Wednesday at some cafe somewhere. I don't know. I haven't picked it out yet. We'll have to see. $3 for an Americano. Are you shitting me? $3? Fuck, I can't see. A tall here is about $3.40. So the coffee here is more expensive than the coffee in America. How about fuck, I can't even see. How about a foo-foo drink? Orange juice here. $4 for a Starbucks cafe latte. Okay, here it's for a tall, it's 125 baht, which is, it's about $3.75 or so. Wow. Prices are rising. Pork is getting too expensive for people to buy, too risky. Like I said yesterday, crocodile could be the new pork. We got plenty of crocodiles here from the crocodile farm. Some grilled crocodile. What would that be? Chorake yang. Instead of gayang, chorake yang. Grilled crocodile. Barbecued crocodile. Anyway. So what's today? Today is the 15th. 7-Eleven. No. Their coffee is okay. It's just like Starbucks. It's okay. It might even be a little bit better. An Americano at the local Vietnamese bakery. I love Vietnamese bakeries. It's not my new idea. I don't know, maybe a crocodile steak will start to be the new thing in Texas. I think the mall completely opens in 10 minutes. I don't know. Let me give you guys a look what's going on out here. There's not much going on in here or outside. Nobody's coming in yet, but there's people walking by. Another day in the life. Yeah, no more Texas chicken. No more Texas pork. It's gonna be Texas crocodile. Kentucky Fried Crocodile. Can I stomach a rap god visit? No, not really. Not really. There's nobody gonna pay me enough to go up there. Fucking A, man. Every time I eat there, I get sick. All right, Phil, take care. The rap god. What is this? The guy's got his little bike in here. He's got a helmet on. I'm gonna have to get one of those. Tootle around town. Let's see, he's folding it up right now. He's gonna put it up on the table. Or is he gonna plug it in? That thing could be pretty, that thing might be beneficial for me. Get a GoPro, slap it on that bad boy. If somewhere's really far, just take a bus or the boat or a taxi and go somewhere, and then I can tootle around the area on that thing. It looks like you plugged it in. Those are starting to become the new rage here, slowly but surely. Anyway, as I said, perhaps Wednesday I will be meeting up with Chucky. I'm not sure quite yet. He's apparently looking for an apartment here. He wants to get himself a little apartment. You're about $1,000 here. Something like that. I think Longhorns and I, when we went to Icon Siam, we saw those, and we went to, I think in Central Embassy we saw them, and they were, yeah, I think they were a little under $1,000, if I remember correctly. Something like, shit, $900, $950. Hey, we were just talking about you and how you were talking about how America is totally screwed right now. You don't want to be there. I wouldn't mind having one of those little electric scooters down by the beach somewhere. So, you know, if you live 10-15 minutes away, instead of walking all the time, you just jump on that bad boy and it's 5 minutes. Totally foobar. So you're actually coming back early. That's so funny. It's not funny, it's kind of sad. One of the things that I was saying earlier, Carlos, is that for somebody like me who, you know, really all I have left over there, I mean, I have a few things, but my parents and my sister and a couple of friends, for the most part, I don't give a shit what happens over there. And I don't, you know, I don't want to know about it because it just doesn't, you know, for what? Got me on some good shit until my surgery. Well, there you go. You don't have anything to worry about. You're in La La Land. Don't worry, be happy. Mipe and Rye. Well, I kind of knew that even the last time I went home, and the time before that I went home, I knew. Although, the one trip that I remember, it had nothing to do with how bad things had gotten politically or the divisiveness or anything like that. It wasn't about that. What made me kind of go, ooh, wow, is I was on an American Airlines flight from LA to Florida. And I just remember, I'll never forget this. It was, what's the word that I'm looking for? Starts with a T. Not tormenting. Shit, I can't remember the word. Anyway, I went to go to the bathroom, and there was a lady there with her kid. And the kid had to go to the bathroom, and she needed to go in with him. It was just a little thing, a little knee-high to a grasshopper kind of thing. He might have been 3 years old or whatever, so they go to get in, and the lady couldn't get through the door. She was too big. And she's making a stink about it, and then finally she just threw the kid in there and kind of turned her body and reached in, but she was so big. And I just remember that all the stewardesses were big like that, or, bigger than I remember. And then I got an attitude when I was asking for, some water. I got a bit of I'm a little bit busy right now, sir. That kind of thing. That's what I remember on one of my first trips back after a while. That's when I went, wow, I didn't remember people being this fat. I mean, that lady was big. There was no way in hell she was getting through that door. She could barely squeeze her arm through to help the kid. It was really kind of sad. It was tragic. Yeah, I miss the Wonder Years. I miss Winnie Cooper. What's so funny is that you look at Winnie Cooper in the show, and you realize that when you're a little kid, you're looking at some girl and you're like, oh my God, she's the most beautiful thing. She's so cute. Oh, she's so... Then you realize, like, when you get older, you're like, man, they don't always grow up to be like that, Sometimes they grow up and they don't look anything like what they weren't. They're nowhere near as lovely as they were when they were young. But then again, maybe, well, I don't know. All of us men grow up to be manly and handsome. Anyway, it's pretty chill in here now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other people in here. 7 other people in here. The dating scene where I am is just awful for anyone over 50. Depends on the city, I guess. Deborah Harry. Yeah, I remember her, man. She was... She does not look the same now. Neither does, remember the girl from Missing Persons? She scolded you about the piston on your hip? You mean pistol? Listen, I would not want to be dating in America at my age. Fuck that. Why would I? Why would anybody get out of there and travel? I always say don't travel for it, but you know what? When you get a little older, what are you gonna do? You're gonna get some, you're 60 years old, 70 years old. Let's just say you're 50. Oh, now you're talking Longhorns territory. Let's say you're 50 or 60. And unless you get kind of lucky and nab some 35-year-old, or 25-year-old. For the most part, you're going to get somebody around your age who, you know, it's one thing if you grow old with them. It's another thing if, you know, you've been here and you're used to young and cute and sweet and, you know, decent attitudes. And then you're stuck back home and you're like, maybe I'll, you know, maybe I'll get this old 55-year-old maid just to give me a Hummer once in a while. She's fugly, but hey, she can take her teeth out and give me a gum job. I mean, you know, other than that, what are you going to do? You're going to get some chick who's got 2 or 3 kids. Maybe they're grown, maybe they're not. Maybe she's got excessive baggage. Maybe you got baggage. You know, that's why, get out of America. There's another tip. Golden rule. Get the hell out of America. Just leave. Go somewhere else. Even a hairy armpitted Albanian chick is going to be better in many ways. I don't know. I don't have a 60-year-old wife yet. But I will say this, she's out there every day with me, walking 8 kilometers a day, and she's been doing it longer than I have now. Now she's been doing it for about 4 months straight, and she's at the gym lifting weights and all these other things, so I'll give her credit for that, you know. You know, but that's not even, I'm not even talking, I have no clue. Because I haven't been there and I haven't messed around with anybody in the United States for almost 30 years. But not the physical withstanding, the physicalities, the age, the sags, the stretch marks, the kids, then there's the whole woke thing. And the whole, how do you know what you're getting? And, you know, then it's like, I don't even know, man. It's like, yeah, I mean, and I would hate to be a celebrity there, really. Some of these guys got to be going, all right, listen, here's the thing. Here's an NDA. You're going to have to sign it if Mr. So-and-so needs you to sign this before you go in his bedroom to sleep with him. You know. Well, when I'm 74, my wife will be 60. It's just about right. That's about the perfect. All right, mall is open. Now, are they going to open the door here today? I don't remember if it's open now on the weekend or not. Fuck Lynn. Lynn.
You really need to start catering to women on your channel.
I don't need to do shit. Sorry, not to be rude, but I don't have to do a fucking thing. And do what I want. That's what I love. That's what I love about this. I love about Thailand. For the most part, you do what you want. You know? None of this getting canceled bullshit. You know, whatever happened to, you know, you go into a place and you see a woman and you give her a compliment. Oh, I really like that dress. It looks great on you. You know, if you do that in America, what's going to happen now? All right, Andy, you take it easy, huh? Freestyle. Oh, yeah. Today we go freestyle. Up to you. Everything up to you. Freestyle. Carlos, you're probably so fucking high right now. Bastard. Lucky bastard. There you go. Cannot come in, they didn't unlock the door. I guess it's 11 on the weekend still now. I don't know why. Makes no sense to me. You're floating. I don't know. Maybe they haven't compliments are construed as sexual harassment now here. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like, you know, it's an innocent compliment, and you know, it's not like. I understand if you're like going, if you know, you're like, hey baby, nice ass. I'd like to get me some of that. You know, if you ever want a place to sit, you know where you can come. You know, I mean, that there's a difference between that and, oh, hi Julie, you look nice today. You know that. Oh, how are you today? Oh, you look nice. That's a good color on you or whatever. You know, oh, I guess they are open. Yes, open right now. Crawfish starts in 10 days. My old man loves him some crawfish, man. I like crawfish, but my old man really likes crawfish. So the door is open. So they are open at 10 o'clock. They're just a little slow today. There's your girl, Gennaro. Your dream girl. Anyway, another stream has run its course. Carlos, hopefully you can remember that you were in the stream. Although, you know what? It doesn't really matter if you forget. You know, I still have a bunch of video from the market when we all went and ate. I have a bunch of video. I just haven't put it up yet. I need to put that up. The video of that market and the seafood. But I think I was too busy eating it, and I didn't film when I was eating it. Yeah, there you go. If you're rich, it's not. If you're rich, it's not sexual harassment until you divorce her, and then it's like he sexually harassed me. I can't get this shit. I love Sophia Loren and like Raquel Welch, what they said about all this shit. They're like, what do you want? You want them to be men or you not want them to be men? This is what men do. Men go after women. Most men. You know, they go after women. They chase tail. It's what they do. Now, you know, there is a you know, a bit of a line you don't cross. And listen, I don't know about you guys, but when I was growing up, there were guys, and I'm not going to say I've ever done this, I'm not going to admit to anything, but there were guys who used to just walk up to a chick and go, hey, I think you look great. Why don't we go home together and have a good time? You know, let's bone. And, you know, some chicks would say, fuck off. Some chicks would say, no, thank you. I got a boyfriend, or I'm married, or whatever it is. And some chicks would go, okay, let's go. Nowadays, I don't know how often that happens. Here in Thailand, I suspect it happens all the time. but back in the United States, forget about it. I don't know about places like France and Spain. I kind of wonder how woke those places are. I think compliments have to be tactful, you know, not forceful, not, you know, you don't, you know. I'm not even going to go there. I'm already heading down the wrong path. Yeah, well, that's what I mean, Jim. I mean, you know, and sometimes you get really lucky and the chick's really good looking and you really want to throw them off. Go into a bar, and if a chick and you start talking, you go, "Hey, I just want to make it clear, you ain't getting laid tonight, honey. I'm not taking you home." See what she says. Or do it here. Do it here. I'm wondering, Longhorns, how are you faring with your lack of the bum gun? You're using the wet wipes, I take it. Even Charmin is rough after the bum gun. That 48 ply Charmin gets a bit rough. Wet wipes and Vaseline. Now there's a visual for you, Gennaro. Wet wipes and Vaseline. That's what this channel is all about. Even in Thailand that works sometimes, you know? I can't. There's some things I just cannot say here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, another day has gone by. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow. I may put up a video or two. How do you know they smudge? How do you know? You got a mirror and you're checking it out afterwards? I'll tell you what, wet wipes, they come in handy. They do come in handy. I have to see if I can find that video of when it happened to me in the only thing that looks good on me is you. Smash that button, yes. Oh, I have to find that part of the video where I was coughing so hard in Hong Kong that I needed the wet wipes. I have to find that little 10-minute segment. I want to throw that up on video. The word smudge just doesn't go well when you're thinking of dropping a deuce. That's Nicholas's that's his favorite. I don't know where the hell he learned that from, but I'm like, what are you doing? I gotta go drop a deuce. Here we go again. He's back, baby. He's back. Yeah, when I was tear gassed. Well, it wasn't me. it was, you know, the whole area was tear gas, and I happened to be there. It was I think it was the second day I was there, and I didn't have a mask yet. Yeah, and I got to find that because I haven't seen that in a while. I've been looking at a bunch of different videos from there, and you know, some were streamed, some were video that I never showed, but that was a stream. And I don't remember, I'm trying to think of when it was or where it was. I know where it was. I think it was the second day. I'm just thinking of how it went down. I don't remember. Anyway, I'll find it. It was pretty funny. Anyway, another 2 hours in the hatch. Hello, Chris H. How goes it? It goes. It goes well. I'm still debating on, should I go to Phuket? Is it really worth it? I mean, it's not like it would cost an arm and a leg. It's pretty cheap now to go there. And if I go with my wife, you know, it's like, yeah, it won't cost all that much. Share a room, you know, we share everything, but I don't know if it's really worth going there right now, you know? It's the beach, which, you know, it's always worth going to the beach. Anyway, listen, thank you very much, everybody, for joining me, as always. Patia Bob in the house. Hopefully Wednesday, I'll be hanging out with Chucky at some little cool cafe. I don't know yet. I'll know in the coming days. I don't know if I'm going to stream tomorrow or not. Maybe, maybe not. It's hard for me to get on a schedule. Tomorrow's a day off for me, so it's a day of Sabbath. Even though I'm not religious, it's the Sabbath. So, all right. Anything wonderful happens, I'll put it up in the community tab. I don't suspect it. I don't know though. They're gonna make. I suspect between today and Monday afternoon, they'll make some decisions about what's going to happen here in Thailand. If they're going to change any rules and lighten some things up or not. They should be doing it between today and Monday afternoon. So if anything exciting happens, I'll put it up in the community tab. We'll take it from there. All right? So thanks again. Leave a thumbs up, please. I'd appreciate it. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Check the description for all the ways you can help support the channel. Yada, yada, yada. Maybe you like rules, Chris. We don't like rules. I don't like rules. I hate rules. I hate stupid rules. I don't mind rules, but stupid rules. Like, you must wear your mask outside, even when nobody's around. To me, that's a stupid rule. Anyway, I digress. Goodbye, everyone. Yes, I suspected that. I suspected as much. Longhorns, take it easy. Stay out of trouble. I'm going to try to keep Chucky from getting in any trouble. He's running around now. I think he's going to go crazy here. He's probably going to run around and paint the town. I don't want to say too much, but yeah, he's going to paint the town. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later, all right? So until next time, I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok, Starbucks in Bangkok, the G floor of the Mall Bangkok. Chogdi, Lel Jerkin Mai, and all that good stuff. I'll talk to you guys later. See you when I see you, all right? Ciao. Adios.